Good morning, welcome to the channel. Retired, don't give up. Today, I'm going to continue working on my landing pad for my drone. I've been working on it for quite a while, and unfortunately, I'm only now thinking, well, at some point, you might like to see how I did this. And by now, by the time I put this video out, you will see it in action. But I'm going to be working on the lights for the landing part. What we see here, what I've done, glorified coffee cup holder. I've taken a satellite dish, an old satellite dish that was sitting here on the corner of the balcony, which I thought, you know what, that's got to go. But the more I stared at it, I thought, you know what, if I can make it level, and put a top on it, that just might be the perfect landing spot for my drone. So I did that. Now it took quite a bit of effort to lower it down and get it level. Right now I've loosened it so that I can actually turn it because I'm working on it. So then I put this acrylic plastic. I had to cut it because I couldn't get the right width and add it to make the circle. And then I added the H for, well, of course, helipad. So I'm in the process of putting these lights on, and I have a controller that will control these for a flashing red light. It should look somewhat authentic when we finish, but it still works out as the perfect landing pad. One of the things about this location is it's very close to the edge of the house. And because it's close to the edge of the house, I can't let it do an automatic landing. I have to do a manual landing, and I also have to disengage the safety protocols for obstacle avoidance. So my skills as a pilot come into play here. I've landed the drone here a couple of times, and of course the first time I landed, that's when I found out about the problem with the obstacle, and so now I'll be doing it all manually, and that's fine. So I'm going to set this camera up, and I'm going to work away at it, and you'll see how it progresses. Oh, in here, these are the LEDs that I've purchased, and we'll cut them and we'll attach them all, and then I have connectors and so forth, and we'll see how this all works. So this is a 12-volt system. I looked all through Lasada trying to find out what I wanted, trying to find LED lights, and of course I wanted the red, and I found several, but it was like, there was going to be just too much effort, and so I put it off to the side. Anyway, we were going into Pear the other day, and literally on the side of the road I saw flashing lights, and I was thinking about this. Is that there must be a hardware store, because you see all these flashing lights on the side of the road saying "come here," to get your attention. And so and I saw this one sign that had 4 or 5 on, and it was like, okay, well, I wonder. And I drove right by it, and I turned around and went back, and sure enough, he was selling LED lights. These are waterproof. They're designed to go on a car or a truck, and yeah. And there'll be there's a controller, and there will be, of course, an adapter to run power to it, and you can control the voltage. To connect the wires, I have this tiny little bus bar. I believe that's the right term. and I can run the wires through, and I can tighten them down with a screw, and then wrap it with tape to keep it somewhat weather resistant. Now, if I was in Canada, I would go to my toolbox and I would get a proper set of wire strippers to do this. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at the fact that I'm living in Thailand, fortunately I don't have that. So, but a little bit of patience, you get the same results with a knife. Hopefully no blood, but you do have to be quite careful. The wire is very small and you could quite easily cut through the wire, and well, then you might have to figure out something else. If you see a truck on a Thai highway, you'll see an abundance of lights, more lights than you'll ever see on any truck in Canada. Part of that again is doing your own customization of your truck. The other thing is visibility, because you get down on some of these mountain roads, you can quite easily get yourself in a lot of trouble. So yeah, there's that aspect too. Right now my drone is in the repair shop. Not happy about that whatsoever. Apparently I was flying it and suddenly it overexposed, the picture overexposed. So we took it back to big camera, and they tried to tell me it would be 3 months before I would get it back. And I informed them quite clearly that there was no way that would happen. Literally owned the drone no more than 3 weeks. Didn't have any more than a little over an hour of footage. So I told him no, that was absolutely not acceptable. And they would have to do much better than that. So it's been gone 2 weeks now. I originally told them, gave them 2 weeks. I've given them another week. They have till Friday to bring me my drone back, or they can give me a new drone. Now, unfortunately, the problem with doing that is there's an amazing amount of paperwork involved in owning a drone. There's licensing and so forth. So if they have to give me a different drone, of course we got to go through all that paperwork again. And when I say paperwork, it's pretty intensive. We were back to the store 3 times to finish all the right paperwork. Let's hope that they have my drone fixed, and I'll be able to start doing my videos again. And hopefully by the time I get the drone fixed and back, my platform will be ready to use. I'm pretty excited about that. I have this little bus bar. Put it back up to the camera so you get a good look at it. It's cut to size. Comes with probably about 15 of them, so you cut it to size. And you can actually put a screw through and hold it in place. Essentially, run the wires through. Big fingers. Big arthritic fingers. There we go. I'll get my little screwdriver. I'm actually using the screwdriver from the drone that's used to replace the blades, propeller blades, if required. We'll put this somewhere where it doesn't get lost. So here's the thing. This is the controller. There's two sets of these wires. You can plug them and unplug them. You know, and these are the wires you hook up to the LED. Now the question is, because there's no instructions. You know, I'm fairly good at electrical, probably better than most. I actually wired my own shop. My logic is these two wires, positive, negative, will go on to one side. And these are for another set of lights somewhere else. So the logic would be they would go on to this side and this would be capped off and it would work, okay? But we have to remember, and you know, and the thing is it's DC, so the logic is the positive current would go through the positive side all the way around, and then it would stop and it would go through. So theoretically these wires should be actually put together to complete the circuit. Again, it's going to be a hit and miss, and we'll just have to see what works. I'm sure at some point we'll get it working. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try it. I'm not going to wire it all up until I know, well, until I know what I'm doing. So the easiest thing to do, we know that the white wire with the red is positive. So we'll just put that there like that. And white will be negative. Well, this is it. Showing power. I have a flash here. So it's flashing like I want it to do. The controller's working, but I'm not getting any light. As it turns out, the white wire with the red stripe was not positive, it was the negative. Once I changed the wires around, everything worked fine. Here's a couple of shots of the final product. I'm very happy with what I've got. I hope you enjoyed my video. It was a little long and I hope you bared with me. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Until next time, remember, don't give up.